Hi everyone on YouTube, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So this is another video. I'm really excited for this video. Today I want to talk about something I have always struggled with in my personal practice from the very beginning. I've always been somebody who experiments in her craft. I've always been the kind of person who, I'm going to move my hair out of the way, who just does stuff, who learns by, I learned by doing something. Trying something once. And from the very beginning of my practice and exploration of paganism, witchcraft, of Wicca, I have found that I've always asked myself, am I doing this right? And I feel like everyone goes through that, especially in the beginning, but I feel like it also can happen to somebody who's been on this path for many years, a year or longer, and I feel like that gets discussed more so for people who are starting out, and that's okay. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's not, an indication of anything, because I think everybody does something or questions whether or not they're doing something. And really, I just think it has to do with how you learn and trying out stuff in a different way. So for me, one of the things that I really struggled with in the beginning was casting a circle, because all the books talk about like 3 different ways to do it. I'd read one book, and this one book would say, oh, you have to, walk around the circle with, the incense and the candle. And at the time, I didn't have access. I didn't get to go into this in the post. I didn't go into great detail in the post, but that is linked below. I talk more about the circle casting thing. I, didn't have access to candles, and I couldn't burn candles or incense, so I had to improvise. I had to try it a different way. Also, one of the books that I read was talking about casting the circle, which is visualization, and like no words and no form of, saying something, as you cast the circle, like as you walk around the circle or you don't. So I tried the one where you just do visualization. Sorry, there's kids in the background. So I tried the one with no words. And then I tried another one where you just walk around. And then I tried like a whole bunch of other ones. And all I got out of that was, I wasn't sure if I was doing it right either way. But in the end, I learned through that experience that sometimes you just have to try it once, try it a few times, and even if it doesn't work out the first, second, or third time around, maybe trying it a different way works better. And, the only thing I will say is that if you're in a tradition or you have a specific person helping you and you're learning a specific way of doing it, I say try those out first and then try a different way. Because I know certain places, certain groups have certain things that they do and so on. So go with those guidelines. But that being said, I feel like just trying it out one way, or trying it out, for example, with circle casting, just trying one type of circle casting for the first few rituals, like for example the no words one, like where I just visualize the circle as I cast the circle, and that helped me develop my visualization skills. So that helped me quite a bit. I did that for the first couple rituals, and then I tried a whole different set of other ways of doing it. And I fully recognize that not everybody who practices paganism, or any type of witchcraft for that matter, utilizes casting circle, or circle casting for that matter, in their practices. So if you don't do that, insert a practice here that you're struggling with. So let's say I'll just go with the next one that I mentioned in the post. I mentioned that I struggled with meditation. So meditation for me, and I talk about it all the time, right? I have blog posts and videos, and I'm going to have a meditation series up. Meditation was something I struggled with because I have an active mind. I think all the time. I ponder, I question, I, contemplate concepts, whatever. And I learned that I had to try one type of meditation for like a week or longer, or I tried 2 different kinds, or I would go from mindfulness to no guided meditation to breathing work to just some guided meditations. And I would try this over a certain period of time. Like, for example, I did 1 week with just no guided meditations. Then I would do 1 week with guided meditations with sound effects. And then I would do another week with, or a couple weeks with meditating with a crystal or something. So just trying it out, seeing what works, and just working with what you have really can help. And I know people say, be mindful, be careful. As long as you are respectful of the practice and the culture in which you are, if you are, learning about a practice from a specific culture, as long as you're very mindful, respectful about what that culture did, how they practiced, and you do your research before you start even using that practice. And if you do it in a very respectful way, I think. That's just my opinion. Then there's nothing wrong with, learning and trying something new. And I feel like with the question of, are you doing something right? Am I doing this right? I feel like we won't know until, you can't be certain until you just work at it, experiment with it, and just learn from experiences and just doing. And I'm not saying, you gotta do something like, working with spirits right away. I don't think that's something you should try to do, but and if you do, be very cautious, not they're gonna do something to you, but just do some research on the spirits, do some research on the offerings you might be giving, or even deities. Just for example, I'll just go with deities. If you're working with a specific deity, make sure you know why that deity is there. Or we could transfer this to, say, for example, a new spell for candle, like a candle magic spell. Maybe you want to try with one type of candle first and see if that one works and see if you get results. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention, is that if you try something, like let's just say the candle spell, and you try it with a tea light, and you dress it with what you have. Let's say you're doing a protection, or a we'll just go with protection, just it came into my mind. And you use, like, let's just say a white candle, and you can use whatever you have on hand. Maybe you put a little bit of salt around it, or you put salt on the ground to stand on to cleanse and purify that space. And that's how you want to do it for this type of spell. And you just light that candle. You don't dress it or anything, because maybe you don't have stuff or whatever the case is. And that works, and you get results, and you try it again, and it works, and you get results. If you're getting results, then you must be doing something right. That's how I always looked at it. Or let's say you wanted to do a prosperity spell, and all you have is this, votive candle. So you get the votive candle, and all you have is green. And all you have is some mint and, a few other things. So you put a little bit of the mint in the candle, like crush it up or whatever you want to do. And all you have is an olive oil or base. And I'm not saying this is how I would do it. I'm just using, whatever you have on hand. And you try it, and that gets you results. That's a good thing. I think as long as you research what could work and then what you have, and you can also research what you have on hand, if that will work for that candle. But still try it. Even if you think it won't work, you won't know until you try it. So those are just some thoughts I have on the whole thing of, am I doing it right? And I just wanted to, start a discussion on that and just see what people thought. So I hope you all are well, and please let me know if you like this video by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. And please, if you do, turn the bell sound on to all, and I'll speak to you all soon. Many blessings.